Hi everyone. Recently I had made a video about why I had left the monastery 4 years ago, but that video didn't turn out so well because the audio was poor and the video quality didn't work out so well. So I wanted to make a better version of the video talking about what caused me to leave the monastery and how the first and most important factor is that I felt overconfident in myself and I didn't have the wisdom to understand the cause and effect of this overconfidence. I didn't realize that this confidence, which was corresponding to the mental states that I was experiencing, were really a product of my practices at the monastery and the environment that I was surrounded in, the discipline that I had every day, and that these mental states were not permanent and they weren't something that I'd acquired that would just last forever. With these states of clear mind, I thought that now I was, a smarter, wiser person, able to make better decisions, able to see truths in things, and that I would be able to live a life anywhere I went with this new sense of clarity. So all of this gave me a sense of confidence, which now I'm saying was overconfidence because I didn't realize that all of this clarity could be lost if the lifestyle and the environment weren't such that they would support this mental clarity. So that was the first and most important thing. Second is that I wanted to confront a girl that I liked and not have any regrets because I had the crush on this girl for over 10 years and never fully directly expressed my feelings for her. And so I've been thinking about it and I wanted to put some resolution on that. That was kind of a hidden agenda of mine that I was hiding to some extent to myself, definitely to others as well when I was leaving the monastery. But regardless, that was indeed true. A part of me did think that the world outside of the monastery wasn't going to be so easy. And so an explanation that I came up for myself was that to really be able to value the monastic lifestyle, I would need to go through some more suffering in the real world. And the idea was that if I was able to pass the real world test and still choose to stay in the world as a layman, then that would mean that I'm suitable to be a layman. And if I had not passed this test, then, well, let's say I still pass it, I would come back to a monastery and with much more sense of appreciation for it and with the ability to remain as a monk for much longer, maybe even the rest of my life. So this test basically consisted of me dedicating 6 years of my life to staying in the United States for the majority of time as a layman. So to add to that, I thought that if I remained unmarried for the 6 years, then I would be able to return to a monastery if I wanted to for a longer period of time. Another thing that caused me to leave the monastery was I developed an annoyance that with some of the dogma that I'd seen from people. And this is again part of my overconfidence in my own intellectual abilities and sometimes not understanding what the depth in the dogma. I viewed it as dry dogma. And I must admit, I still have some views like that, but regardless, I developed an annoyance and with the sectarianism and the dogmatism that sometimes I would see from others, and I felt the need to be more inclusive with other religions as well. What that meant to me wasn't so much that I preferred or saw other religions as equal or lesser or greater. It was more that I believed and still believe that people, regardless of their religion, have access to the truth. And that the path or the external path may look a bit different, may sound a bit different, but if you go deep enough, they're all about the same. And to this day, I still have that opinion. So those are just a few of the factors that caused me to leave the monastery. The biggest one, the biggest two, is probably overconfidence and not realizing that the state that I was experiencing was impermanent, and not realizing that it would go away if I was not able to maintain the conditions which support the mental faculties of clarity. And of course, sexuality. My desire to reconnect with this girl that I had a crush on since high school. So in the next video, I will talk about how that turned out.